Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to math. Today we're going to continue covering those arcs, okay, and chords. If I were to have a circle, where? Okay, this is our circle. That's what we're covering. We're covering circles. If I would have had a chord that goes from here to here, okay? Remember, we have our center, which in this case we're going to label it O. Okay, so circle O. Put a little closer. Circle O intersects C and D. Okay, that's a chord. We also have a line that goes from the center and goes all the way to the outer. Okay, remember when the line goes from the center of the circle to the outer side of the circle, it's called the radius. Okay, where line CD intersects O and P. Okay, we're gonna call this intersection here E. Okay, so we have O intersects OE intersects CD. Okay, now if we want to find, for example, the distance, okay, let's say we want to find the arc MX here. Let's say we wanted to find this slanted line here. The way we do it is, if it were to give you some measurements, for example, let's say that OD, okay, line OD, or in this case, should I say just OD because we're looking for it, equals 15, okay? We also have that CD equals 24, okay? So CD, so CD equals 24. Notice that the chord is cut or it's bisected by OP halfway. The reason how do you know it's halfway is because there's a line that goes from the center to the outer rim of the circle. Okay, so it cuts it halfway perfectly and makes a 90-degree angle. That means that if CD is 24, to find halfway this chord, we divide it by 2, right? Because it's halfway, it's cut in half. So all we really need is ED because we're trying to solve. We already have OD, which in this case is 15. So we know the slanted is 15. We're going to solve for OE, the slanted line here, or the line there. We know that the bottom is half of 24, which is 12. This kind of looks familiar, okay? You saw this in Algebra 1. It's called Pythagorean Theorem, okay? The way we solve for x is we have to label it A, B equals C, okay? They're all squares. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Meaning, we already have C. C is always across from your 90-degree angle, okay? It's always your slanted height. So in this case, C is 15 squared equals, doesn't really matter A and B as much, which one's A, which one's B, as long as C is always your slanted height, okay? I'm going to choose as 12 as your A, so 12 squared plus B squared, because we don't know what B is, so let's try to solve for, okay? So 12 squared is 144 plus B squared equals 15 times 15, okay? Does anybody know what 15 times 15 is? 15. 225. So it equals 225. Okay? Now, in order to solve for b squared, we have to get rid of the 144. Okay? So 144, hopefully you can see it better. 144 plus b squared equals 225. Okay? This is another color here. All right, so we're going to subtract 144 from both sides to leave b squared alone. They cancel out. We're left with b squared equals 225 minus 144. Okay? Minus 144 equals 81. Okay? So we have 81, but we're not done yet. Okay? Because remember, we're trying to leave b alone without the square. The rule is when you're dealing with squares, the opposite of a square is the radical. Cancel it out. Okay? Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So your radical, 81. The b in the radical, or the square in the radical, should I say, cancel out. We're left with b equals radical of 81, which radical of 81 actually equals, since it's a perfect square root, it's 9. Okay? So b equals 9, meaning x is 9. Okay? That's how we solve that. Okay, that's only part of what today we're learning. This is a little review of something we covered, okay? Just to get you into that, circle finding of Pythagorean Theorem. Make sure you write it all down. All right, so now that you have it on your notes, okay, that's something basic, something you guys kind of already learned. I just went over it again. Okay, how to find a side. I will say this, guys, in this class, okay, geometry. In geometry, you have to think a little bit outside the box, okay? The answer is not always going to be there. You have to think a little bit about it, okay? Sometimes the answer isn't what you think it is, okay? There are multiple answers for some questions or some answers. But keep in mind that that's what geometry is a little bit more complicated because you have to really think outside the box, okay? All right, so now we can actually start with the concept for today. All right, so here's my circle. I have my center. My circle is going to look like this, okay? We have circle P. We have two chords. We have B, C, A. We have D. We have Y. And then we have X, Q, R, okay? And I will say this, remember, when a chord and a diameter intersect, okay, or a radius in this case, creates a 90-degree angle, okay? So hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, I put two little squares. Should put the R over here, and then so you guys can see the little square. All right, now that we have this circle, okay, I'll get you guys a little closer here. All right, now that we have this circle, it tells us that on this circle, you have CD equals 24, okay? And arc YC, okay, equals 45, okay? All we have to do is find the measurements, okay? So CD equals 24, arc CY, okay, equals 45, okay? All right, so all we have to find is the following. We have to find AQ, okay? AQ, what does it equal? We also have to find the measurement of AX, the arc, okay? Number 3, we have to find the measurement of arc AB, okay? And then finally, we have to find RC, okay? All right, so the way we're gonna find all these things is the following. We can plug in actual measurements in the circle, okay? It says CD equals 24, meaning from C to D is 24. Remember that the radius cuts that in half. So we know that CR, okay, is half of 24, which is 12, okay? That means that RD is also 12, okay? Because we cut it in half, because it's two parts, okay? The radius cuts it in half. Now, it also says that CY, so from C to Y, okay, is 45, okay? That means that, remember, if this line is cut in half, we know that Y to D should also equal 45, right? Because it's being bisected by PY. All right, now that we know that, we can assume that the other side is exactly the same, okay? Because remember, it makes a 90-degree angle. It intersects at a perpendicular line from the radius. Therefore, BA also equals 24, since CD equals 24. Because CD is congruent to BA. Okay? So therefore, QB is 12. Therefore, AQ is also 12. Therefore, the arc BX is congruent to CY. Therefore, it's also 45. Therefore, XA is also 45. Okay? Now that we have all these measurements, we can actually solve all these questions. Okay? We're looking for AQ. Okay, so we have A, Q. So this little piece here. Okay? What's the measurement of that little piece? If you guys remember, we said AB was 24. Therefore, AQ, it's half of it, which in this case is 12, right? So we have 12. Now, we're looking for the arc AX, okay? Meaning from A to X, the outlet. The measurement, we already have it, remember. We said that it was the same as the other side, 45. So we know that it's 45. The same for measurement AB. If we're looking for AB, in this case A all the way to B, the whole arc, notice that we have two pieces. We have 45 and a 45, okay? So we're gonna combine it. We're gonna add 45 plus 45 because we're gonna add ax plus x cubed to combine it to give us, AB, should I say, xb, to give us ab, okay? Therefore, 45 plus 45 equals 90. So therefore, 90. Okay? And then the final one, we're looking for the measurement of RC. Again, we have R, we have C. Okay? Only from the middle to the edge. Again, the answer is 12. Okay? And that's it. Okay? It makes it a lot easier, guys, if you find all the measurements inside the circle. Okay? Makes it a lot easier to solve your problems. Okay? Make sure you write this on your notes. Okay? All right. So here's your assignment for today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for your assignment for today, you have another circle here, okay? Let's go this way. You have another circle. You have a circle where you have your center. It's called G. Okay? You have two chords. Okay? The first one is called CA. Okay? Your second one is TR. You also have a diameter. Remember, it goes all the way across. The diameter is S and B. Okay? You have intersections that create 90-degree angles. Okay? From your diameter to your chords. You also have a radius that goes from G to T. Okay? The value of that distance, or the distance between G and T, is 5. Okay? The distance between G and U, okay, is 3. Okay? All right. Those are what I'm going to give you. Okay? That's what's given to us. All you have to do is you have to find the following. Okay? Obviously, both chords are congruent. Okay? All you have to do is find the value of TU, the value of TR, the measurement of arc TS, CD, okay, GD, and finally the last one, the measurement of arc AB, okay? Those are the ones you have to find. Measurements 4. Make sure you answer all 6 of them, okay? So we have TU, TR, the measurement of TS, arc, CD, GD, and the measurement of the arc AB, okay? All right, if you have any questions, send me an email, okay? All right, as soon as you're done watching the video, make sure you submit your answers. Make sure you submit a picture of your notes as well, and I'll be waiting for your email.